Hello. Hi. Welcome back. Those of you who are back online. I was making the presentation earlier on in a building. There was a fire alarm in a building, so I had to cut it short. I'm back here. If you are back online, please give me a wave so we complete our conversation on the sources of leadership power. Okay, we were looking at the personal source of leadership power. We're looking at the personal source, and we were looking at what we call productivity and value power. Okay, now we notice that everybody is brought to the organization because those who employed or recruited them believe that they will be able to add some value in terms of productivity, in terms of performance to the organization. And so you are employed with the belief that you'll be able to perform as required. You'll be able to increase productivity of the organization, and then you'll be able to create value for the organization. That's the reason you are employed. Now, sometimes you have skills, you have expertise, you have experience, you have qualifications, you have degrees, and the recruiters look at your CV and they give you the job with the belief that what you put on paper, if they are honest and genuine, then they can provide an indication of the kind of value that you can create for the organization. And so you are not given the job just because you have a university degree. Those university degrees you have, or qualifications you have, or experience you have, they are supposed to be an indication. They are supposed to be an indication of value that you provide. Okay, so basically that's the reason you are brought on board. Okay, so when you come on board, you are supposed to justify your inclusion. Now, sometimes people bring you on board, and in certain parts of the world, people are brought on board, people are recruited because they are linked or connected to some people. So maybe someone connected with you somewhere managed to get you a position. Maybe you are politically aligned, or you have a family connection or a network somewhere, and based on that you are given a job. Okay, now it's true that you got the job because you are connected with someone, but once you have been brought in, you are supposed to justify your continual you are supposed to justify your inclusion. You are supposed to justify your inclusion. So you don't say, well, because my uncle brought me, or someone I'm connected with, or my political party, or this brought me on board, I can just come and do whatever I want to do. No, you are supposed to be able to work hard, perform hard, to justify your inclusion. But often we read through these sorts of arrangements. Sometimes they just relax and they just take things for granted, and they come with a mentality of entitlement, what I call the entitlement mentality. See, so they come with entitlement mentality, that okay, I am supposed to receive this, I'm supposed to have access to this. Okay, what do I get from this position? What do I get from this job? My pay, my salary, my wages, my allowances, etc., etc. What do I get? What allowances do I get? Vehicle do I get? Accommodation, all the things that come with the job, we crave them, but most often people don't want to justify their continual inclusion. by increasing their productivity and by increasing the value that they create to the organization or for the organization. See, so as a leader, part of your value comes from how much productive or how productive you are. How productive you are. Your value comes from how productive you are. How much value you add to the organization. How much do you understand the business of your organization? How much do you contribute to realizing the objective of the organization? See, that's productivity and value power. Now, everybody can increase their power. It doesn't matter whether you are at the top or you are at the bottom. But I want to speak about those at the top first and foremost. Then I'll come to those at the bottom. In many parts of the world, including developing countries, many parts of the developing countries, the reason our organizations are often inefficient, particularly in the public sector, is what we call the patrimonialism. That is, it's a very complicated term, but it does mean that people feel connected to someone, and they behave in such a way that that suggests that someone, because they are connected with someone, they can behave anyhow they want. Okay, and so it means that there are some people who are in charge, some remote forces that are in charge, and so on and so forth. You are linked to some invisible powers somewhere, and so you don't perform, and you feel that you are being given the job because, well, it's your turn. My political party is in office, and this is our turn, and so they make me the head of the board, or the chairman of this board, or a member of this board, or a CEO of this company, or an MD of this company. It's an opportunity for me to amass wealth, to loot, to get money, to enrich myself, and so you come to the position. You don't ask what productive powers, what productivity power can I add to the organization, what value can I give or create to the organization, for the organization. What you ask for, it's about what am I entitled to, how many visits, how many travels can I participate in, and how many countries can I visit, how many courses can I attend, how many programs can I attend, how many meetings can I attend, and then I'll get all the city allowances and so on and so forth. How many vehicles can I be entitled to, and how many buildings can I, or how many properties can I acquire, etc. And this role that I'm in, what are the things that I'm entitled to, and etc. etc. And sometimes we use government vehicle, and you'll be surprised to see someone using government vehicle for their private business, conveying things that are not supposed to. So the question is, how much value are you creating for your organization? And most of our institutions are ineffective because the leaders, some of the leaders don't have a commitment to productivity, increasing productivity, improving productivity, leaving the organization better than they came to find it. They would get everything, they will amass everything, they will have access to everything, and by the time they are leaving the organization worse than they came to find it. See, this is the crux of the matter. So value and productivity power, it's the fact that you increase productivity and you create value for the organization. So when you are leaving, you have added something to the stock of value that the organization has. So you are moving the organization forward. You are moving it forward. It can be a department you head. It can be a small unit or functional division you head. It can be a big organization, a small organization. It could be a government ministry. It can be a district that you manage. It can be a small local office that you manage. It can be an NGO, a charity that you manage. You may be the CEO, you may be the head of HR, you may be the head of a functional division. Doesn't matter. What value are you adding to it? How much are you improving the value of the organization? And when you are leaving office, what are you going to be leaving behind? So the more productivity you can contribute to the organization, the more value you can create for the organization, the more power you wield. And normally we remember people, CEOs, that add to the stock of long after they have left, everybody still remembers them. We remember presidents that have added stock to the country's wealth. They build roads, they build infrastructure, they build factories, etc., etc. They build housing for the poor, etc. You realize that they build all kinds of things, and sometimes they themselves, they leave office without the building, without the house, without anything. See, and although they don't earn anything, they don't own property by the time they are leaving office, everybody has respect for them. Everybody has respect for them. They will die years, decades, and years, but their name will still be alive in the minds of people, in the hearts of people, in the souls of people. So such people die, but they never die. So productivity and value power is that strong. See, so that's what we all have to be asking for. Now, coming down initiative to do something extra, solve a problem, and then also be willing to do what other people will not be willing to do. Additional responsibilities that are given and people shy away from them, be willing to take on additional responsibilities. Be willing to take on additional responsibility. That's extremely necessary. And the other thing you can do to improve your value and productivity power is to make yourself reliable. Make yourself reliable and dependable. See, when work has to be done and we give it to you and we can trust that because we're giving you the work, you will do it. So your boss can give you work and go to sleep, in quote. And by the time she wakes up or he wakes up, the work is done. In other words, people can give you work and relax and can focus on other things. And by the time they are ready, the work is done. And the work is not done haphazardly. See, some people work and push it to the boss. They give you a crap and push it to the boss. If it's about working on a report or writing a memorandum or something, they just do it and probably draft it. They don't even edit it. They don't even read through to make sure that they get rid of all the errors, the typos, grammatical errors, etc., construction errors, etc. No, they just push it to you. But what you need to do is to make sure you handle every assignment that comes to your desk as if when it leaves your desk, it is going to the CEO or it is going to the President of the Republic. When you have that mindset, then you realize that you always deliver excellence. You always deliver excellence. Be willing to work in such a way that you can be relied upon. You can be depended on. See, so people can depend on you. When they need help, they can depend on you. They know that you are around and they can depend on you all of the time. They can depend on you. Now, when you do all of this, then you are creating value for your organization. And you can increase your value power and your productivity power. Like I said, nobody pays you because of your qualifications. Your qualifications are supposed to give an indication of the kind of problems you're able to solve, your productivity level, and the values you'll be able to create for the organization. So if you have big qualifications and you can't do the job, you cannot create value, you cannot produce, productivity level is very low, then you are not worth the pay that's being given to you. And often the leaders are paid higher than other people. Not because they are the most handsome or most beautiful people in the organization, but because they are supposed to solve problems. They are supposed to create value. They are supposed to produce and contribute to the stock of wealth of the organization. So anyway, we have been talking about how to improve your personal level power, and we have been looking specifically tonight at how to improve your productivity and value power. We have looked at the fact that when you may be employed as a result of being connected to somebody, particularly in Africa, in the developing world, where employment may be as a result of networks and social network and family networks, political network, religious network, etc., etc. You may get employed because of any of this networking, which is nothing new. Okay, but when you get employed, you don't you have to now justify your continual inclusion, and that you need to be sure that you are contributing to productivity and the creation of value for your organization. Okay, so like I keep saying, everybody can change, everybody can improve. We can all improve, we can become better leaders, we can allow ourselves to change, we can allow ourselves to become better leaders. We can improve our productive capacity, we can improve our value creation capacity. It doesn't matter the level at which you are operating from the organization, you can get respect. People will respect you, people will trust you, people will hold you in high respect, esteem, and when you talk, people will listen to you. Well, it's my prayer that these lessons will add value to all of us, and I believe that you will continue to reflect upon your own style of leadership and try to become a better person all of the time. And remember, when you learn, you change. When you change, you may have to stop some things, you may have to do some things altogether new, or improve upon what you have been doing. These are the reasons why I've been doing these sessions, which are free now. Very expensive sessions normally, but giving them free of charge now. So please do take advantage of them whilst the free sessions last. Do invite your friends. Let me have your comments and your feedbacks and so on. Ask questions. If something is not clear, feel free to ask questions and so on and so forth. Thank you so much for coming, and I wish you a very good night. And God willing, I'll come your way tomorrow again at 7 o'clock. Thank you and good night. Bye.